But we have some CM Punk news.
Uh-oh.
A few things. A report from Nick Hausman, House of Wrestling. The headline, no one from AEW met CM Punk at Heathrow Airport. Exclusive. Before things backstage became chaotic for Punk, it sounds as if his travel also had some hiccups.
Uh-oh.
House of Wrestling has learned that when Punk landed at Heathrow Airport for AEW All In London on Saturday morning, no one from AEW was there to greet him. There was also no car service to take him to his hotel. And when he texted a number he was given by AEW for the driver, it bounced back as being an invalid number. After waiting for a while, Punk
They fly the biggest star in the company across the fucking ocean and leave him standing at fucking Heathrow Airport with no idea where he's supposed to go or how he's supposed to fucking get there. And the contact that he's given for his alleged transportation is no good.
After waiting for a while, Punk chose to buy a train ticket and find his own way to the hotel. We are told that the Tube, that's the subway in England, was fairly busy at the time. Punk got lost, and a few fans who noticed the Second City Saint helped him figure out where he was going.
Oh my God.
It appears that Punk got into London so close to the actual event because he had taping commitments in Atlanta on Wednesday and wanted to spend Thursday with his wife and dog Larry. His wife's not named, but his dog Larry is. His wife and his dog Larry before heading out on Friday and landing on Saturday morning. Well, so that's the first Punk report.
Before the show. Right? Was the show Saturday or was the show Saturday? Show was Saturday.
The show was Saturday evening in London, afternoon here in the East. Right. Or the West, I guess, technically.
In the East.
Well, that's the first report. The second report, Brian Alvarez of F4W Online and the Wrestling Observer is reporting, the belief within AEW is that Punk and Jack were both suspended pending the results of an investigation, which would mean neither will work All Out.
What?
If they don't have Punk at All Out, can you imagine?
In Chicago, they'll boo him out of the fucking building. What the fuck? Why would you suspend the fucking guy that's the star of the goddamn show because this small fucking insignificant numbnut-brained idiot, Jack Perry, decides that he's again going to do childish shit, and when he finds out that at least some people in this business still stand up for themselves, and he gets snatched, and then he goes crying to somebody about it? Can nobody take their goddamn earned ass-kicking anymore? What the fuck? Tell the child he shouldn't have done what he did, and he's lucky Punk didn't do worse. And if he don't like it, then here's your contract, Jack. Rip, rip, rip. Good luck in your future endeavors. What the fuck is difficult about that?
I have a little bit more here from Nick Hausman about the actual incident.
Okay.
Reports regarding the actual altercation between Punk and Perry backstage at AEW All In and the subsequent aftermath have differed, with some saying Punk initiated the confrontation and others claiming it was Perry who acted first. After asking around, here is what House of Wrestling can report.
Well, and we know that their word is like gold.
Well, we can say that Nick Hausman has been all over all this Punk stuff. He's a Chicago guy, and he's been involved in all this Punk stuff, so let's see what this says. From what we are told, Punk was waiting in the gorilla position before the show went live for his match against Samoa Joe when Perry entered the area and walked up to him. Punk initiated the verbal exchange between the two, asking Perry if he had something to say. And the conversation quickly escalated, leading to Perry asking Punk to do something about it.
Oh my God!
This is when Punk shoved Perry. Perry responded by shoving Punk back.
Oh my God!
And then Punk put him in what is being described as a chokehold. We're told Punk viewed putting Perry in a chokehold as a way to neutralize the situation, as he's a trained fighter and does not want to have to fight Perry. No punches were thrown, as far as we know. Punk then walked to his dressing room.
But again, who does this little needle-dicked simpleton think he is to tell CM Punk, boy, you going to do something about it? Yeah, apparently. Why would you think he wasn't? Who's going to be intimidated by Jack fucking Perry?
Well, forget about even intimidation. What big star in wrestling history, Hogan, Austin, Flair, whoever you want to name, would let one of the mid-card or undercard guys in the pre-show match live on air say shit about them right into the camera?
And then announce to them afterwards, well, are you going to do something about it?
Yeah. What would Hogan have done? He would have had the guy fired. That's what he would have done.
Unbelievable.
Punk then walked to his dressing room, got cleaned up, and spoke with AEW security. Punk, knowing the situation was not good, asked them if it would be better for everyone if he left the building, and was told that nobody was asking him to leave. But it might make things easier if he did. Punk agreed, left the building of his own accord, walked to his hotel, and ordered Nando's for some of the talent, whom he met up with after the show.
Boom, and Nando's, by the way. What a fucking meal.
From what we gather, it does not sound like there's been much, if any, communication between Punk and AEW since last night. So this is a developing story, just like everything seems to be every time we record.
How is this a surprise, though? I mean,
which aspect of it?
Well, that you're going to say something smart-ass to Punk and something's going to happen. How is it a surprise? The thing that, again, that gobsmacks me is that it's a surprise to these guys that they are getting snatched or punched or whacked with a chair or whatever's happening to them in a wrestling locker room like that. How in the world can this happen?
Do you think Jack Perry's been in a lot of fights in his life? Do you think Jack Perry has had issues where something he said could cause him to get punched in the mouth and he would have to defend himself?
Probably not.
I would bet that probably didn't happen growing up in Beverly Hills. And maybe he has a false sense of entitlement. Obviously, he has a false sense of entitlement if he thinks he could do that against one of the top stars in the company on live TV.
But that's what I'm saying. They're all surprised. They're all shocked when they run their fucking mouths and they stir people up. Even if they are not aware of it, they're in the wrestling business. And in the wrestling business, it's, reasonable regularity. Somebody's going to get mad. Somebody's going to get punched. Somebody's going to get snatched. Things happen. And I don't know why they're all so surprised over it and wringing their hands and going to lawyers and legal and human relations or human resources or whatever the fuck. Again, all it boils down to is Tony doesn't have control of his shit, and he never puts his foot down and tells his employees what they're going to do and what they're going to like and what they're not going to do. And if the boss does that, then the employee has the chance to say, okay, I guess I'm going to have to do that, or fuck you, I'll go somewhere else. And it all gets settled. Nothing gets settled here because the boys have to do it themselves. And apparently the only one that's still in the wrestling business and wants to stand up for himself is fucking Punk. So he's got to be the Lone Ranger. Don't run your fucking yap and won't nobody get goozled. But they can't stop the yap running.
And it sounds like he had a second chance. Do you have something you want to say? And then they pushed him?
Apparently he did.
Jeez.
And here's another thing. If you're going to say shit, you can't look like Jack fucking Perry. You can't be 5'9" and 142 pounds and look puzzled all the time. You have to be ready to, if the guy's going to say, well, yes, I'm going to do this and this and the other thing about it. And then here we go.
Well, here we go. Before this becomes a 6-hour episode, it may already have to be split into 2 parts, I have to see, but that's the latest news from AEW.